You're listening to Dark Matter Radio with your host, Ronnie. We must say, how are you doing? Welcome back to Dark Matter Radio with your host, Ronnie McLean, on Sunday. We are talking about the right of return, and we're going to be having a series now about the right of return, and mainly all of the things that we're going to be doing is going to be surrounding the right of return. We'll be talking about other world things as well, such as the political aspects of things, wars that are going on. And we'll be giving our opinion of that as well. But decolonization right now is going to be a theme of a lot of things that we're going to be doing. And with that theme, we're going to be talking about all kinds of legal cases and things that people are doing, such as building co-creation communities. And I am back because I have actually sat down and did exactly what needed to be done. And co-creation community has been started on my end as well. So we are ready. We're ready. There's a lot of things that we've been doing in terms of getting all this stuff right. So the right of return of the Aboriginal Indigenous beings of the Americas. Who is that? Who are we talking to? Who are we talking about? Well, we're talking about the Aboriginal Indigenous beings, not Black Americans, not Black people. We're not talking about African Americans. We're not even talking about Native Americans, to be honest with you. But what we are talking about are a serious misclassification of people who've been left for dead for many years. And this show started off on the target of being one of those shows of making sure that we get down to the bottom of who we are as beings of people, where we come from. My book, Counterfeit Spirits, as I talked about before and a lot on this show, is almost completed. I did find a lot of the things I've been looking for that I had at one point, such as Champollion and his letters to his brother. So I've got the actual words now that he actually said. So I'm able to include that into the book now and give a lot of different insights. We have a really good understanding about this Tarkarian situation. We're going to get into that as well. Who they are, what they are. We're going to get into a lot of different things concerning the right of return. So this show is only to give you just a bit of the basics of what it's going to be about and what's going to be happening over the next year or so. Well, we're going to be making a lot of different pushes. We're going to be talking and having a lot more guests on. As we are going to do this, we're going to have an understanding that I am the ambassador of Coosa Nation State, the Mariacus. We still have ISNA, which was INA, and that's the Indigenous States of North America. The Coosa Nation State is part of a whole that is part of the Grand Council, and we're helping to lead and spearhead a lot of those different things. So a lot of those things are on there. So we're going to have a lot of people from all these different nations that are a part of Coosa Nation State and the other nation states all around the place. We're going to have a lot of people on here discussing, and it's going to give us a lot of insight as to where we are with this right of return situation, because we're going to get into what happened with the Civil Rights Movement. We're going to get into that. We're going to get into the actual decolonization movement, which almost did take place at a certain time in our history. We're going to get into that as well, so stay tuned to all of those things. And we'll be posting a lot of this back on our YouTube channel. Again, We never ask for any commercials or anything like that because all of our shows get demonetized anyway, no matter what happens. So that's what it's all about. But we here at Dark Matter Radio Programming, we will have a lot of different things going on now, talking to a lot of different people. So I'm pretty excited about the things that we got going on. The world has gone through a lot of the stuff that we did talk about I'm going to just say it outright, all that COVID stuff that was going on. One of the reasons why I kind of took a little bit of a hiatus from the show because that was a serious reality. I even got sick. Had a doctor gave me a lot of information that was false, and if I would have listened to that information, unfortunately, I did not. I probably would not be here today speaking on the radio. Lots of good friends and family that I have around me and stuff like that did keep me alive, and as I did the same with other people as well. So we will talk and get into those areas where, a lot of dark matter situation begins to start happening. I know that a lot of the shows, sometimes it does offend people, but this show, remember, we're only talking and trying to bring out wherever the truth is going to lead us, and that's all we're going to do. That's what we do here. So the guests that we have on, they'll be talking about the right of return. They'll be talking about a lot of the medical situations. They'll be talking about a lot of the violence that's happening around the United States. They'll be talking about a lot of the things that are happening in the indigenous community, the Aboriginal indigenous community, the indigenous community. We're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about what it is to be human. Different aspects of a lot of the different books. We're going to have an author on of Don't Call My Dummy No Dummy. We'll also have the author on for a book that begins to start telling you the very basics about African Americans ain't African. We're going to have on a lot of different chiefs and also, people who do a lot of things with medicine and herbs and stuff like that. So it's going to be very exciting. But the right of return for the Aboriginal beings of the Americas, having land return to the indigenous beings of the Americas and having us return to that land is what is going to save this world. And that is true. This is what's going to save the world, and this is what I have to say, whether people like it or not. We have a lot of different wars and rumors of wars and things that are going on. We have a lot of, there's governments and stuff like that heading us into areas where really nobody wants to go, because the knowledge we possess is for the continued existence of not only a healthy planet, but a healthy being of people. And with that, we'll also get into, the carbon-12, carbon-7 transformation. We're going to be getting into that. What is the definition of the meaning of 666? We'll get into all those things. Again, we're not only trying to save the world, but we are trying to go back into a system upon where you can actually have a soulful freedom, right? So that's why we say the knowledge that we possess is for the very continued existence of a healthy planet, even after we pass on. Again, when we pass on, we'll get into that Aboriginal, Indigenous American way of living and how we actually really look at that, because as we feel about that, we feel that there is no death, and that we have continued existence and that we are part of the light. And for us to return, we must continue to resist and defend for our future generations. And this is the thing that we must do. You heard that say that against the Third Reich, because the Third Reich wanted to march on for 1,000 years, and we had to make sure that we stopped that and all that other type stuff. But the reality is that we are seriously in what we would consider to be the last days. And as you heard in a lot of my speeches that I gave, we are in the last generation. This is the last generation with all the things that are going on. After this generation, if we are not going to do what we need to do as beings of people all across this planet, we are not going to be able to survive. So this is the reason why when we take a look at a lot of these wars and the things that are going on, We're going to get knee deep into this stuff, and we're going to make sure that we have a healthy existence, not only for us, but for the people that are going to come. And we needed to have it for us as well, here and today. So, keep loving your hearts and make sure that you understand that, that you are a pivotal point in history. And we are going to make sure that we are going to do what needs to be done so that way we can get done saving the planet intensely and saving the people of it. So we must get back into our planet. We must get back into grounding. We're going to talk about that. A lot of things we're going to be talking about. It's going to be great. It's going to be wonderful. It's going to be glorious because we are just magnificent people. We're magnificent people. And I don't care where you are and where you're from, you're magnificent too, and you need to understand that. So just remember who and what you are, and you belong with this moving forward process of really actually saving the planet of the right of return. The right of return is returning back into the system upon which we came from before they came to North America. Right before they came to North America, whether it was Genghis Khan, fighting in the upper north, west, northeast of our continent here. It's a lot of stuff, and we'll get into that. And we'll have a lot of people explaining a lot of different things. But I'm looking forward to a lot of great things. So we're also going to talk about. Again, co-creation communities. We have a lot of them that's brought it up all over the place, and there's a lot of people now that are living on the outskirts of this system, or are starting to, and feeling a lot more comfortable about their life. So just, remember, we are what we are, and we're going to do what needs to be done. This is Ronnie McLean, a new Obsidian Defender for Dark Matter Radio, Hallucination, and all of the nation states that are out there going for the right of return. Thank you so much, and have a great night.